The logo is a very important part of any business. It's one image that summarizes the company's brand identity and the first thing most people think about when they think about the company. In fact, many logos have interesting meanings or backstories. These could allude to the history of the company, reflect something about the company's business, or just be chosen by the founder, usually along with the name, to reference something from their personal life. In this video, we're looking at famous logos that have interesting meanings or backstories. While you probably know about some of them, others are not so well known or obvious. The first one is fairly well known, but the logo was actually updated recently at the time of this video. Baskin-Robbins was founded in 1945 by Burt Baskin and Irv Robbins with the idea that they would offer more flavors than just the typical vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. In fact, they would offer 31 flavors, one for each day of the month. In the logo, you can see the number 31 cleverly shown inside the B and R. Picasa was an image organizer and viewer developed by Lifescape and then bought by Google. The colorful shapes depict the shutter of a camera, while the white space in the middle depicts a house. This is because the name Picasa is both a tribute to the Spanish artist Picasso and a combination of the words pic and casa, which is Spanish for house. Picture house, in other words, a place to store your pictures. The idea for the Ferrari logo, also known as the Prancing Horse, came in 1923 when company founder Enzo Ferrari won a race in Ravenna. There he met Countess Paolina, who was the mother of World War I fighter ace and Italian hero Count Francesco Baracca. The Count painted a horse on the side of his planes, and the Countess suggested that Enzo do the same on his cars for good luck. The green, white, and red at the top obviously represent the flag of Italy. While Baracca's horse was red on a white background, Ferrari decided on a black horse, which was the color used by Baracca's squadron to honor him after his death. Ferrari also used a canary yellow background because it is the color of Modena, his birthplace. Speaking of Ferrari, if you follow Formula One, you know that Shell is one of their biggest sponsors. Shell, formerly known as Royal Dutch Shell, was formed in 1907 when the Royal Dutch Petroleum Company merged with the Shell Transport and Trading Company. Marcus Samuel Jr. and Samuel Samuel, yes, that was his real name, were the founders of the Shell Transport and Trading Company and chose the name to reference their father's seashell import business. The logo is called the Pecten after the Pecten Maximus, or Great Scallop. Interestingly, the logo used to be a mussel shell. One theory on the reason for the change is that it was suggested by a businessman who imported Shell kerosene into India and had scallops in his family coat of arms. As far as the colors, the origin is unknown. There is a theory that since Shell's first U.S. service station was in California, they refer to Spain in honor of California's large Spanish settler population. However, there is no mention of this on the company's website. The company itself suggests that they may have come from maritime signaling flags, and also notes that Marcus Samuel Jr. colored his kerosene cans red so they would stand out from Standard Oil's blue cans. Some people say the BMW logo depicts a white propeller on a blue sky, alluding to the company's history manufacturing airplane engines. However, the truth behind this logo is a little more complicated. When the logo was created, blue and white were chosen to reflect the company's home state of Bavaria. The myth of the propeller started in 1929, when a BMW ad depicted the logo superimposed over a plane's rotating propeller. After the ad, though, BMW embraced the idea of their logo as a propeller, even publishing an additional image similar to the initial ad. Fred Jacobs from the BMW Group Classic Automobile Museum summarized the history of the logo, stating, "The interpretation has been commonplace for 90 years, so in the meantime it has acquired a certain justification." And finally, have you ever wondered why a rum company would use a bat as a logo? In 1862, Don Facundo Bacardi and his wife Doña Amalia set up Bacardi's first distillery in Cuba. They noticed that fruit bats, attracted by the smell of molasses, were hanging out in the rafters. Rather than try to drive the bats out, the Bacardis just left them alone. Word of the Bacardi bat spread, and soon people were ordering El Ron del Murciélago, or Rum of the Bat. Bacardi later adopted the bat as their official logo to commemorate this unique aspect of their history.